How's it going, everybody? Ecom Tom here with another video coming at you guys, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I made on July 9th of this year $600 in profit in one day with dropshipping on Amazon. Before I get into that video, please be sure to smash that like button so we can show as many people my method of Amazon dropshipping as possible. We can get this video out to as many people as possible because I made $600 in profit in one day. There's many days that was the highest day this month, but there's many days this month I had 300, 400, 500 with about like 10 orders on Amazon, all with under 150 listings. So I'm not doing the regular old Walmart onto Amazon, Home Depot onto Amazon with all these back-end gift cards or discounted gift cards and back-end profits. All of this was profit on the front end besides a 1.5% cashback credit card. There was nothing else. I don't have any cashback portals. I don't have anything else that I used to make this $600, $604.92, I believe, to be exact, in one day with dropshipping on Amazon. So like I said, please be sure to like the video. Let's get this out to as many people as possible because I've seen way too many people damage their accounts and damage their Amazon accounts. You know, if you get your account banned or, you know, anything like that, there's a good chance that you might lose the money that's inside of your account. And you do not want to do that because they hold on to your 2 weeks of funds. So if you have $40,000 in there, if you're doing $50,000 in sales a month, every 2 weeks you're doing about $25,000 in sales. How would you feel if you lost $25,000 because you were drop shipping Walmart onto Amazon? And, you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I go about it in this video. So thank you guys very much. Let's go inside of my computer and let's get started. Here we are inside of my computer, and before we get started, do not forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and also once you do subscribe, please hit the bell notification button because subscriptions really don't mean anything on YouTube, and you need to hit the bell notification to be notified of any time I do post a video. So before we get started again, I would like to ask you guys a question. What is the most profit you've made in one day drop shipping? So it could be Amazon, could be eBay, could even be Shopify. I want to know in the comments below, what is the most money you've made in one day with drop shipping? So here's an overview of the entire day of sales. This was July 9th, 2018. And so first off, there was 19 orders. I did sell 31 total items. Some orders had more than one item being purchased at once. So total sales was $3,741.96. The average order cost was $196.95. It's a pretty high average order cost. I'm selling some pretty high ticket items, and I do believe that is one of the main reasons why I'm making such great profits. And, you know, I don't have to sell as many orders to make just as much profit. The average profit margin was 13.89%, so 13.9%, around 14% altogether. And I do think that's a pretty great profit margin for retail arbitrage in general, but, you know, it could be better. Some of the items were pretty low, some of the items were pretty high. So items listed, this is the biggest key to take away from any of this. I only have under 150 items listed on my account. And you guys can say, oh, that's BS or whatever, but I'm going to show you the ways that I do so later on in the videos in order to make all of this money with only 150 items in your store, so stay tuned. And also the profit was $604.62. So we're going to do a breakdown of the total amount sold and basically how I made all of my money. Like I said earlier in the intro, there's barely any cash back involved in this. This is all front-end profit. I'm not using gift cards. I'm not doing sketchy back-end tactics to make this money. This is all front-end profit. So I do believe that this holds a lot more merit than some of the other videos out there talking about how you can get 15% profit on an item, but in reality, you sold it at a break even. So the amount sold, like I said, was $3,741.96. Here's the screenshot. Like I said, there's 31 total units. There was 19 total orders. Some of them did have multiple units being ordered in each one. One of them was rather large and did provide a decent amount of this profit. So, you know, like I said, here's the same exact matching number. It's a screenshot from July 9th, 2019. So Amazon takes 15% fees. Obviously, there's different categories that have different fees, but the highest is going to be 15. So I just put it at 15 altogether. So this could be a little swayed, but if anything, it would be higher in profit for my actual bottom line. So after 15% fees is $3,180.67. The total expenses were $2,618.23. This is made up of the items and the shipping. You will notice that I am tax exempt at my supplier, and I am tax exempt in almost every state. There's 2 states, Mississippi and Louisiana, that I'm not tax exempt at this specific supplier with, but None of those items that day went to Mississippi and Louisiana, and I believe I did just get tax exempted in Mississippi yesterday in this said supplier. So also, cashback. The only cashback here, like I said, is a 1.5% credit card. I use the American Express Plum card, and a lot of people don't ever talk about this. It's pretty good for Amazon because of the fact that you get a very high credit limit. Amazon only pays you out. It's not a credit limit. It's a charge card. It's not a credit card, but Amazon only pays you out every 2 weeks, so you need to have either a very high credit limit or use payability. Payability takes 2% and really doesn't protect you that much more than just using your own money or your own credit or lines of credit. So technically, I mean, I would rather not take the extra 2% on when I could actually make another 1.5% instead of lose 2%. That's a 3.5% difference. And I know that you can lower payability over time, but I really don't care. So $33.70. That's it. This is $33, 1.5% calculated on the item price. You don't get cash back on shipping charges. So expedited shipping, this is one of the little tricks that I use in order to actually make extra money. And I've talked about it in a few videos where I do charge expedited shipping. Expedited shipping is what I charge. But in reality, I'm not sending it any faster or in any other different way. It's literally only arriving 1 day sooner, but Amazon pushes expedited shipping upon the buyer at the checkout. So, they see, oh, this is going to come faster. It's going to come in 2 days, 3 days anyways, but I have it set up so that I'm protected that, I have like 6 to 10 days to actually deliver the item, when with expedited, it's like 5 to 9 days. And in reality, it's going to show up in 3 days anyways. So, 2 people got expedited shipping. Expedited shipping for me, I charge $4.99. 2 people got it, and you do, I believe, I don't quote me on this, you do get hit with the same 15% fees on your expedited shipping charges. So I really only made $8.48. So the extra fees here, or the extra cash back and stuff like that, I only made about $45 from. All of this profit is actual front end profit. So if you do the math, you can break it down. It's going to be this minus this plus all of this, and you will get $604.62. You can fact check me. You can math check me. I double checked it already. So let's get into a breakdown of my profit sheet. Here's all the 19 orders, and there's a few specific ones that I really want to point out. So as I said earlier, the average profit margin was about 14%, but there was a ton of items that did get a lot higher than that. There was some that did get lower than that. So, here's some very high, you got to look at the average sold price. Sold price is what's going to get you a ton of actual profit if you're doing high profit margin. So here's an almost $400 order. The same item right here, almost $400. I don't think we sold that again. So 19%, 16%, 8%. Not every item is going to be a very, you knocked it out of the ballpark, especially on Amazon, because the prices are always variable. And the way that you can set up your profit margin, you can set up, say, hey, the lowest person price tier in the buy box has this price. I'm just going to come to that price and 1 penny lower or equal. Don't be the guy that goes 1 penny lower. You don't want to be that guy that just causes a price where equal or 1 penny higher. You're going to still get the buy box probably just about the same amount of time. So, here's 20%, 18, 10. And you're going to realize here I did not get charged tax, like I said, in any single state. So here's the 2 expedited shipping charges. And I do have a few orders here that are, highlighted. So this item was a quantity of 3. They bought 3 of this item. This specific supplier does not have free shipping on every single item, as you can tell. This one's not free. This one's not. This one is. These 2 are, but these 2 aren't. So there's more not free shippings than free shippings. So with this specific supplier, when they buy more than 1 quantity of an item, so you buy 2, 3, 4, if you put it in the same box, it's all going to the same person. It's going to be, 2 of this item in 1 box, 3 of this item in 1 box. The shipping tends to not actually, be a linear upward curve. So say the shipping is $20 for 1 item. If you put 2 in the box, sometimes it stays the same. Sometimes it goes up by a couple bucks. So you're making all that extra profit because those items were priced originally to have that shipping built in, because if somebody buys 1, then you have to protect yourself. So this person bought 3, and as you can tell, the profit was 28%. This person did buy 3 in this order, and yes, it didn't scale as well, only 6% profit. But here's a 2 item order, that's 19%. And so basically you can see that some of the highest percentages I have here are because of a bundled shipping cost that is overall lower because of the fact that there's multiple in 1 box. So this was the killer order right here. There was 8 of this order. It came out to $800 and something. The shipping really did not scale linearly. I believe 1 of these items, the shipping cost $40 something, and with 8 altogether, it only cost $118. And they got expedited shipping. So this one was really killer. I made $172.88 on this 1 order. So the one thing that I want to drive home here is that you do not need to be making tons of sales with low front end margin and, just making all your money on the back end when you can be doing a lot of front end profit here. Pure front end profit, $75, $80, $172 with low amounts of items as long as you're picking the right suppliers. I'm not going on here and using Walmart. I already did that. I realize that's basically the same thing as doing Amazon onto eBay that, eBay didn't like. Well, Amazon clearly does not like Walmart onto Amazon, Home Depot onto Amazon. There's so many other brands out there too. There's tons of brands. You're going to get hit with all these IP infringements, copyright infringements, all sorts of things. And it's just not worth it. The low front end, high, volume, low margin tactics are not worth it in today's day and age. For me personally, if you want to go out there and do it, you can. I'm not stopping you. But also another thing here, this is highlighted in blue. This order is highlighted in blue because I'm going to talk about in the next slide where it's a bundle order, where bundle orders are going to get more front-end profit usually than a regular order. So this item did only get 11%, but I do have some bundled items that I've added on after this that are getting, on average of like 17, 18 right off the bat. And this is it's a multi-pack is what I meant to say. So this is 4 of the same item in one actual listing. Instead of people buying a multiple quantity of, say, one of this item, this is 4 in one listing. So like I said, you're going to want, there's zero tax paid. If you're not getting tax exempt, think about how much extra tax I would have paid. I still would have made front-end margin on probably about the majority of these orders. All the ones that are 6% profit, I probably wouldn't have made that much front-end margin. But you have to think about it. If you're not getting tax exempt, you are at a huge disadvantage. If you're not going out of your way to get tax exempt at these suppliers, you are not doing what it takes to succeed in this business, and other people will. So you're already setting yourself off from the rest if you do not get tax exempt. You must get tax exempt in today's day and age. It's key with any supplier. Almost every supplier offers tax exemption. You just have to go find it or contact the right people. Also, there's lots of bulk buyers on Amazon. I've noticed there's way more people on Amazon that will buy multiple quantities, like 8, 2, 3, 3 of these orders than on eBay. A lot of people on eBay, I feel, are, mainly consumers. A lot of businesses aren't on eBay anymore, where there's Amazon Business and other things like that, where there are people that are actual businesses are going to come to you on your Amazon store for God knows whatever reason, because they think it's easy or it's the best price when it's not. But there's a lot more businesses. I sold an item to Goodwill the other day. I sold an item to Dairy Queen the other day. So there's actual real life businesses that are buying from me on Amazon. I have no idea why they don't have wholesale suppliers or even use just the supplier that I use. But, I'm not complaining. So here's how to get the huge margins that I'm getting, and I hope that you guys get a lot out of this, because this is basically the whole entire premise of how I am dropshipping on Amazon nowadays. First off, you want to find obscure suppliers. There's 65 plus suppliers on Webscraper app. They're adding a lot. That's the main one that I use. I just started using SKUGrid a bit, but really not that much. So 65 total suppliers plus, I believe there might be like close to 70 now. You can find a supplier out there. You don't have to use the Walmart. You don't have to use the Home Depot. And I just put together a suppliers list for my future Amazon course just yesterday, and I came up with 15 total suppliers right off the bat that you guys can use. Of course, the regular Walmart, Home Depot, everything like that is on there, but there's also added ones on there that I'm sure some of you guys haven't heard of. So there's also 800 plus suppliers on SKUGrid. Any supplier that's on SKUGrid also works with Amazon. Yes, it is a pain to set up, I can tell you that right now, but it will definitely be worth it. I've started to do it, and I do plan on eventually putting it inside of the future Amazon course, but, I'm not yet a pro at it, so I don't want to really teach it. But you can go and figure it out as well. So bundle items together to get high margin. If you find bundled items, you're going to get higher margins, and that's a fact. Bundled or multi-packed items are going to get you a higher profit margin. Also, a lot of people don't really want to deal with a listing like that. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to put it into the spreadsheets or actually get the reprice it or reprice it. So a lot of people might opt out of actually listing that item or hopping on that listing, and therefore you have less competition and you will get higher profit margins. So look for a shipping cost that doesn't scale. I meant to say scale linearly, where if, one item has a $5 shipping, then 2 items would have $10 shipping. Look for like suppliers that have shipping where 1 item has $5 shipping, 2 items has $5 shipping, 3 items altogether has $5 shipping. They're all putting in the same box, so therefore they're not going to charge you any extra for it most of the time, unless they're very big, bulky, heavy items. So you really want to make sure that it doesn't go up with bulk. It's going to help you out so much when people buy multiple quantity orders from you, and I would say that's the biggest trick that I have out there right now. Also, don't settle for saturated items. I've seen way too many people selling these Walmart items on Amazon where there's 40, 50, 60 people on the listing. On Amazon, you can't even differentiate yourself like on eBay. If there was 100 people on the same listing, everybody has a different listing. But on Amazon, you can. Everybody's going to be under the same listing. So unless you're the lowest price or within 5% plus or minus of the buy box, then you're not going to get any sales on that item. So it's not worth selling that item because it's just not even worth taking up your bandwidth of your repricer or even wasting your time dealing with it. And also expedited shipping. I calculated it. I got $175 extra in the month of July 2019 last month just by doing expedited shipping alone. So that basically paid for about 3/4 of one of my virtual assistants who runs my store. So basically, it people getting this expedited shipping at checkout is pretty much paying for one of my VAs. Also, I forgot to mention, if you do want a spreadsheet like this, I am going to probably, if you guys want it, please post down in the comments below if you would like the spreadsheet that I use to calculate my profits for Amazon dropshipping. I forgot to say this earlier, but I am in the next Amazon video. If enough people comment down below that they want this spreadsheet, I am going to link it in the description of the next video that I do on Amazon, just so I can help you guys out so you can actually know that you're calculating the right profit percentage. Because I notice a lot of people that have just started this might not have an in-depth understanding of Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets like this is, and they might be at a disadvantage. I want to help you guys out as much as possible. So there's key takeaways. What are the key takeaways from this video? You want to find an obscure supplier. Like I said, there's over 800 plus on SKUGrid. I believe over 400 plus of them are US-based suppliers, and there's over 70 of them on WebScraper app, or close to 70 on WebScraper app. You can find a supplier out there that's more obscure. Of course, if you do get the course that I'm going to be dropping in probably about 2 months, I'm going to give you 15, maybe 20 suppliers. I'm not sure yet, but you can go out and find your own still. So try to get fully tax exempt at your supplier. Some suppliers do require extra state documentation in order to get exempt at specific states like California and Florida. That might not be covered under the multi-jurisdiction form on a lot of suppliers, but if you go out of your way to go and get these extra state documents, all you have to do is get a tax ID in those states and then send in that resale certificate from that state to the supplier. A lot of suppliers don't make it that easy. You have to email them, back and forth. It takes time. It takes effort. That's what scares people away. When things take time and take effort, that's where you need to be going, because other people aren't going to go there. A lot of my listings only have 5 max people on them. 5, I've seen 10 once on one of my listings selling these items, because they can't compete, because the 5 people that went out of their way to get tax exempt at this one specific supplier are the ones that have prices that nobody else can compete with, and you need to be going that way too. Find your own supplier and get tax exempt at every single state with that supplier. Then move on to another supplier. So not all sales will be over 10%. You have to realize that not every sale is going to be over 10%. There's very variable margins on Amazon. I set my lowest profit to be about 5% front end, I believe, and then the highest is going to be about 35. So if I hit 35, great. If I hit 5, that's fine, because I know that not every item is going to sell for 5, and that's what I really love about selling on Amazon so far. That's my number one favorite thing, minus just the fact that there's way more people selling on Amazon than on eBay. So, buying on Amazon than on eBay. And also, just don't sweat it. Don't worry if you don't make money on one item, if you get a negative profit. It is what it is. Take it as a learning experience. Take that as you paid $5, to learn not to do whatever mistake you made to begin with. So also, you don't need to have a lot of items to succeed. You just have to find the right items. There's always great items out there on Amazon. You just have to find them. If you're going for the saturated Walmart or the saturated Home Depot, you're not going to be making sales, or you're not going to be making a lot of money. That's just plain, simple, cut and dry knowledge. If you go out, find an obscure supplier, use some other type of obscure supplier, you're going to be making a lot more sales with a lot less items. I've noticed that if you have 3 to 5 very great items that you might always have the buy box on, and you're doing very well with them, you will probably be able to make a full-time income. I sold this one item in June of 2019. It went out of stock recently, and there was a lot of issues with it, but I still made a ton of money with it. I sold it 300 times in the month of June. It was listed on 2 different ASINs, but I sold it 300 times in 1 month. That's the power of Amazon and how many people are actually buying on it. So look for / create listings that are out of the box. I've been talking about this for a while. Bundles, multi-packs, better pictures, anything like that, collages, things to make your item stick out, and really just try to get as much traction as possible on this listing. Also, Amazon dropshipping, lastly, is extremely profitable in 2019. When done right, you have to do it right. Don't go in there thinking you're just going to list all these items. It's going to be just as easy as eBay dropshipping, or you're not going to put any effort into it, because there's definitely a lot more to take into consideration with Amazon dropshipping, but with that higher risk is going to come a lot more higher reward. So be prepared to work. Don't think it's a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not. So capitalize on this opportunity as soon as possible. Get in there, learn everything about it. Watch my other videos on Amazon dropshipping. I'll link them above in the little bar that comes across. I forget what that's called. And just make sure to immerse yourself in the actual platform. So in conclusion, please post your questions below. If you have anything about how I make my money or how I made $600 in one day drop shipping on Amazon, just let me know. Any questions you have, don't be afraid to ask them. I'm going to answer them all. I answer every single comment all the time. So if you found this video helpful, and if you stayed to the end, you obviously care about Amazon dropshipping. We will be coming out with a mini course or some sort of PDF on it so that you guys can get more knowledge of what we're doing in the future. So in order to stay up to date on something like that, I will announce it on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, and when you subscribe, be sure to hit the bell notification button, because that's the only way you will actually get notified about this video or about my new videos that drop. And also, one last thing before we go, what other Amazon videos would you like to see me do? I've been doing things about my profit, about how to make more profit. I did some about sourcing items, and I really want to see what else you guys need to know about Amazon dropshipping, just so you guys can get started and actually start making money online in 2019. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Please be sure to like if you stayed this long in the video. Obviously, you care. If you lasted me 20 minutes talking, then, you have a great attention span. So I thank you guys very much. Thank you for checking out my video, and I'll see you in the next